Miles Tails Prower, lovable sidekick of Sonic the Hedgehog since 1992. We all know what this guy looks like by now, right? Orange fur, like a fox, white muzzle, and red shoes just like his idol, Sonic. One thing you might have noticed online in recent years is a rise in fan art and fan projects in general depicting Tails in blue shoes. It looks kind of good, and some of the artists among us have tried to highlight how well these shoes match Tails' warmer fur colour and form a great contrast as a kind of inversion of Sonic's colour scheme. In a way, it actually looks really cool, and it spawned a bit of a niche in the Sonic fandom of blue-shoed Tails enjoyers. But did you know, there's a little bit more to blue-shoed Tails than meets the eye? Is all of this just fans experimenting? Well, yes, but also maybe no. Although scant, a couple of fairly obscure images of blue-shoed Tails have surfaced on the internet in recent years, which have made fans suspicious about whether blue-shoed Tails might actually be Tails' original intended look. For example, there's this old Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog VHS tape from 1994 with blue-shoed Tails on the back. Now, admittedly, this does look like a bootleg, but it isn't. It's official, though I guess a fairly obscure piece of media. And it also depicts Tails with only one tail. This just ain't right. More substantially though, this image has made the rounds on the internet. Taken from the pages of a Japanese manga or magazine, it shows a piece of artwork of Sonic and Tails yawning by Tails' original designer, Judy Tatoya. And look, Tails has blue shoes. Now, I usually like to try and find the source of images in my videos, but I looked long and hard and just could not find the source of this particular image. I assumed it was from one of these Sonic the Hedgehog mangas. I scoured through them and couldn't see it. But whatever the case, Judy Tatoya himself took credit for drawing this image on Twitter. So at least we know it's by Tails' original designer. Now, this single image inflamed the imaginations of Sonic fans, some of whom fell in love with the idea of blue-shoed Tails. Factoids began to spread on the internet that those colour theorists were right, and Tails was originally designed to have blue shoes to match his warmer fur tone, but the idea was dropped during the development of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Reasoning being is that if Tails were to have blue shoes in the game, it would cause some unforeseen palette issues. Specifically, when Sonic turns into Super Sonic, Tails' blue shoes would also change colour into yellow shoes. So ultimately, the shoe colour was changed to red. Wow, that's actually kind of interesting and fun to know, but it's also completely wrong.
Isn't that cute? But it's wrong!
All wrong. Nothing but rumour and fan speculation. Judy Tatoya has weighed in on this very discussion. Like I said, Tatoya did create the line art of this fun piece of Sonic and Tails yawning, but noted that the colouring of this particular image was done by an unknown artist who evidently just made a little mistake. To further clarify, Tails was always designed to have red shoes, specifically to mimic his idol Sonic, and this is evident from the earliest sprites produced of Tails, showing him with red shoes. These sorts of little colour slips do happen. You might have seen them in old cartoons, for example. It's a cute mistake, but it's a mistake that caused a little falsehood to just spread across the Sonic fandom. Even to this day, people will bring up this little fact. What was the original source for this?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Perhaps the more interesting discussion is, what colour is Tails' fur? Early sprite art and Western cartoons depict him as brown. Foxes, though, are kind of an orangey ginger in real life, which seems to be his colour in Sonic 2. But as of Sonic Adventure, he's often been this kind of bright yellow colour, right? It's up for debate. Also, it's kind of funny, but Tails has never worn blue shoes in a game, but Knuckles actually has. In Sonic Drift 2, part of his shoes are blue, because green was not used for any of the character models in that game. Where are all of the blue-shoed Knuckles stands, I ask? Now, yeah, this was just made as a little bit of fun, but I hope that this video serves as a small cautionary tale. You can't believe everything you hear on the internet, and that goes especially for the sonic sphere of the internet. I mean, goodness knows that even I've gotten more than a few things wrong in my time. In all seriousness, unless you're hearing something from the GOAT, Cybershell, it's worth giving it some scrutiny. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.